Hi everyone, this is Mr. S here to talk to you about heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems in transportation technology. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Why? Do you have family or friends with allergies and asthma? Do you have allergies or asthma? You ever notice that after a prolonged drive, your reaction isn't as severe? Well, the reason for that is we're actually filtering the air entering our vehicles, courtesy of a cabin air filter located in the dash. So our HVAC systems gives us the ability to control air quality.
Somebody behind the Get the bitch! Stop it!
Our vehicle HVAC systems also promotes comfort inside our vehicles, and the more comfortable we are, the better we are able to concentrate on driving and less inclined to be aggressive. So you know when you get into your car into a cold winter's morning, and you just got the snow and the ice off the front windshield, but you still can't see through it. So you start your car and you run it for a couple of minutes, but it feels like a couple of years. Because after 5 minutes you get this little patch in the center of the windshield. So you can't really see out your windshield, but you're running light. So you think to yourself, oh, maybe I can make it to the end of the street without hitting somebody, even though I can't really see out my front windshield. No, you can't drive your car if you can't see out your windshield. That's a safety problem. Our heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems is all about air quality, comfort, and safety. One last thing. Technicians who work with refrigerants need a special license to do so. That's why HVAC is a trade that generates a lot of money. This is going to be a two-part video, and in this first part we're going to talk about the vehicle heating system. Now if we take a look at a radiator, excessively hot coolant will enter and then go across the surface area of this rad. All rads are located at the front of the vehicle so that as we drive, air is forced through it, removing excess heat. That's the purpose of a radiator. Radiators remove excess heat from coolant so that engines don't overheat. Well, what does this have to do with the temperature inside the passenger compartment? What if I were to tell you that there's a small rad located inside the dash of a car? But we're not going to call it a rad. We're going to call it a heater core. And we're going to put a blower motor behind it, forcing air through that core. The air on the other side will make its way through a series of ductings into the car, and we could direct it towards the front windshield, the vents, or to our feet. In this diagram, we see that the water pump is the heart of the engine cooling system. It circulates coolant throughout the engine and the heater core. When the engine gets to about 195 degrees Fahrenheit, the thermostat begins to open and excessively hot coolant makes its way through the rad back into the engine, where it gets reheated and then makes its way back through the rad again. When it comes to our HVAC systems, what we're really doing is actually stealing heat from the engine and bringing it into the passenger compartment. And let me tell you, the engine produces more than enough heat to do this. Now, in the summertime, when we don't want hot air inside the passenger compartments, we have something called the temperature air door, which actually shuts off flow through the heater core and brings it through our refrigeration system instead, but we're going to talk more about that later. One more thing. If you don't have any heat in your passenger compartment, say in the wintertime, check to see what your coolant level is. If your coolant level is low, then you've got a coolant leak somewhere in the system, and this creates air pockets. Air pockets in the heater core does not transfer heat very well. It also causes engine damage if you've got too much of a coolant leak. Our vehicle HVAC system is key for a comfortable and safe ride. Stick around for my next video where I will talk about the refrigeration system. I hope you learned something about the heating system. Just remember, the more you know, the better it is. Until next time, stay healthy.